Hey guys, I quickly wanted to go over my dividends for the last month in my Robinhood account. Just quickly go through these. I have three pending. It looks like I have four pending for $15. So one position, 15 cents a share. I have Maine, which I don't even hold right now. I moved out of Maine when I went into cover call positions, and so I have $1.44 pending on the 15th. And I have AT&T, and I had a position of AT&T last week, and I sold the cover call, and it shot up on earnings, and that got assigned. So right now I don't hold any AT&T, but I plan on rebuying AT&T once it drops back down again. So I'm just waiting for that to happen, and I'll probably buy a position of AT&T. But that's on the first, my AT&T. Now here's all the ones that have been paid. Most of these I've owned one or two shares, and like I said in an earlier video, I had a bunch of dividend stocks. I was trying to determine which ones I wanted to buy shares in, and so I had a lot of ones here and one there of some of these stocks. But this is Gladstone Capital. I own two shares. It paid 14 cents. And that was GLAD gain. A lot of these were paid yesterday or this morning, actually, on the 31st. I own three shares of GAIN. It paid 20 cents total. See GOD, which I believe is another Gladstone commercial REIT. On one share, it paid 13 cents. PGX. Invesco Preferred ETF, I owned one share, it paid 7 cents. DSL, which is Double Line Income Solution Fund, I owned one share, it paid 15 cents. SPHD, I owned a few different amounts of the shares. I think I had as many as 10 at one time. It paid me at 2 when I was holding it, and it paid 30 cents. I believe this might be a monthly. And I might be back on SPHD in the future if I could sell a covered call on it. I'll have to research it a little bit more. NLY, which I hold currently now, I have a position of this stock, and it paid one share, it paid 25 cents. I'm not sure if this was a quarterly or a monthly dividend. I'd have to look a little bit further into it. A lot of your monthly dividends, what they do is they pay monthly a small amount, then quarterly they pay the large amount. So you'll get like 7 cents this month per share, and then 6 cents the next month per share. And then on the quarter you'll get like a 60 cents or a 50 cents per share, and that's how a lot of those monthly dividend stocks pay. And if you own them, you'll see. Land, LAND, Gladstone Land, I had one share, paid 4 cents. CPTA, Capital Finance Corp common stock, I had one share, it paid 8 cents on the 30th. SJR, Shaw Communications, which I believe is Canadian stock if I remember right, and I owned one share and it paid 6 cents. That may be a stock I'm looking to get back into. I'm going to have to research. I definitely want to get into some Canadian stocks. Hopefully I can find a Canadian ETF where I could trade up and sell cover calls on. NRZ, which now I own 100 shares of actually, and I believe this is a monthly payment, but I believe this is a quarterly payment, meaning that it was the large payment for the quarter. And at the time of the dividend, I owned two shares at $1, and if I would have bought mine a little sooner, I would have had 100 shares and got $50. But that's what I was paid on that. GE, which I haven't owned for a few weeks, but sometimes you own it during the dividend date, and I sold out of this when I realized GE dropped its dividend down to a penny. So right now I'm not holding any GE. I might get back into GE if I could sell some covered calls on it. SLVO, which is Credit Suisse Link Silver Share Covered Call, ETNs due April 21st, 2033. That's a long ways away. So it's a high dividend stock. Um, it's a mouthful. Wow, that's 14 years from now when that that due date is on that covered call silver share. I owned one share for 2 cents. Don't think I'm getting back into that one. Uh, GIDI, I believe it is, gold share call ETM due February 2013. Really similar. 7 shares, 30 cents. I think I purchased these because of the high dividends and just kind of following them to see what they would pay. NYMT, I do own a position of this right now. I own 100 shares. This paid, I had 5 at the time when the dividend date was there, and I got $1 for my 5 shares. MORL, I have a few of these. These are the E-Trax monthly pay, 2 times leverage, mortgage REITs. I owned 1 share at the time. This was the quarterly dividend, and that's why it was 50 cents. If it was paying, because this is like a $13 stock, so it was paying 50 cents a month, we'd all be in it. And so that was the high amount. And then the next 2 months will be the 5-6 cents each type of dividend. And I owned 1 share of that at the time. MORL, really similar type of stock, monthly pay, 2 times those more. REIT, well, that was the same one, I'm sorry. MRRL, which is monthly pay, 2 times leverage mortgage REIT ETN Series B, 2042, paid 50 cents. I had 1 share. E-Trax monthly pay, 2 times closed-end fund. I had 1 share at 18 cents. Let's see here. RY, a Pacific Coast Oil Trust. I did own a position on this. I did sell a covered call on this. I had 17 shares at the time of this dividend date, and I got a total of 47 cents. And I believe this is a monthly pay. I did get out of this. I traded out my 100 shares and wasn't a big covered call seller, and it's a $2 stock, so I just kind of moved out of it. PSEC. I did own 100 shares of PSEC at one time. I did trade out of it at the time of this. I owned 62 shares at 6 cents each, $3.72. I believe this is a monthly pay, if I remember right, so you'll get about $6 a month for your $600 in stock. The reason I traded out of it, it didn't have a lot of interest or a lot of movement to sell options on it. Maine, I had as much as 10 shares, I believe, at one time, and this is a monthly payer. I'm not really certain if it is equal monthly paid or if it's the quarterly with small payments per month until the quarter with a big payment. It paid 20.5 cents. I got 62 cents for my 3 shares. APLE, very popular stock for people capturing dividends. It's a REIT. I believe it's a monthly payer. Paid 10 cents a share. I got 60 cents for my 6 shares. The reason I moved out of this is it wasn't a lot of interest in option trading. WSR, I currently own one stock of this right now. I'm probably going to get a position of this stock in the future, meaning 100 shares. At the time of this, it was 2 shares, and I got 19 cents. And that was it for my dividends. Like I said, I have some good ones coming up. I have my Ford for $15. I owned 1 position at the time. I still had Maine there for on the dividend date. I got $1.44, and that's coming up. And then I had at the time of this, I had 10 shares of AT&T at 51 cents. Too bad I didn't have my position at the time this dividend date was there. I would have got $51. But I'm looking to get back into AT&T in the future. Ford I do own. And I'm probably going to try to find some additional ETFs that pay dividends that also trade, or I could do some option selling on. All right, that's it for now. Thank you guys. Take care.